banking ecosystem has changed. Regulations like PSD2 require that banks provide access to customer accounts and banking infrastructure for regulated third parties using APIs. This is creating new pathways of innovation and growth in digital banking.
The open banking definition probably is triggered from a wider move across all service industries towards ecosystem versus ecosystem competition rather than product versus product competition. And in that free market perspective, that's where open banking is probably more significant, and that's probably the key definition and the key focus for people to take in the longer term.
I do believe that there will be a lot more fragmentation in the industry. There will be a lot more specialized players, and we're seeing it already. There are new companies focusing only on remittances, for example. There are new companies focusing on FX deals only. So there will be more players, more specialized players. Of course, this has the potential of giving a better customer experience to the end customers. But of course, for the incumbent players, in any case, it's going to generate more competition. There will be more transparency on prices. So more transparency is more competition, and when there is more competition, obviously there is increased price pressure and revenue pressure. So that's what we are seeing in the current and next months.
Banks are gearing towards dealing with disruptive innovators that can provide tough competition, taking a share of their revenue. The brighter side is that it opens up avenues for collaborative revenue opportunities and true value aggregation. Opening up of customer data can now be utilized to provide personalized and value-added services. Business models will evolve to favor ecosystem-based banks, and customers will now be the center of the value chain. Leading banks have already launched pilots with open developer platforms. The opportunities for banks from open banking are plenty. It could be as simple as monetizing access to the APIs, and could get as fascinating as collaborative partner ecosystems that can expand the bank's value proposition to customers beyond the bank's own products and services.
As a key player in the market, as also somebody who's had the benefit of interacting with 45 of the top 50 banks in Europe in the last 6 months, I clearly see that there are various pricing models that are going to evolve. But it also depends on the kind of partnerships that banks strike in the ecosystem. Say for instance, if there is a partner that bank believes is going to get in very big volumes, let's say a GAFA, Google or an Amazon or an Apple or a Facebook. Since the volumes are big, the partnership will be very, very thick, it will be very strategic, and therefore the pricing that a bank might end up doing is a revenue share model, for instance, because the tactical pricing will not work in this instance. However, in a one-off transaction or transactions which are not with those kind of volumes, the best might be a pay-as-you-go pricing or a unit-level pricing. So very clearly, the spectrum of pricing models that evolve with various ecosystem players is going to be very, very broad, and it will emerge as we go along. Now, whatever is the case, one thing is certain, that whoever ends up owning the whole customer experience will indeed become a true value aggregator, because that company, whether it's a bank or whoever else, would consolidate that entire customer experience across different industries. Like I said, not just for banking, but for insurance, for health services, for entertainment, for travel and whatnot. And the ability of that company to leverage on the supply side, the supply chain side, delivered by other contributors of the value chain is humongous. So in effect, what's happening is, 1 plus 1 are coming together to deliver a value which is equal to 3, and thereby actually completely reshaping the business models that currently exist in this marketplace.
Most successful banks are the ones who manage the transition the best. It comes down to which banks or which market actors best manage the transition of managing the traditional distribution methods with all of its proposition design, channel maintenance and pricing control in tandem with the development of the third-party ecosystem. And this is not just banks managing a transition from its own branches to its own websites, from its own websites to its own mobile apps. This is a movement towards potentially significant volumes originating in an environment where network effects exist that don't exist with the command and control, hub and spoke distribution model that many banks have adopted, if not all banks have adopted. So in that context, issues like pricing are fiendishly difficult, or need to have a very clear vision of how you're going to manage the transition.
With the open banking initiative, the opportunity that we foresee for the financial institutions is huge. The open banking will create new collaborations and partnership possibilities with sole idea of creating more value to their customers. However, it will be a phenomenal opportunity for both the partners as well as the bank to completely redefine the business ecosystem. This will become the new goldmine for banks and will open up new possibilities for creating higher value proposition to their customers. However, to control and manage this new business paradigm, the single focus has to be the customer value creation. Organizations that will embrace this change and redefine their business completely from the customer value creation point of view will be the leaders of tomorrow, the banking industry. And we strongly believe this is going to happen, and we are preparing to enable the financial institutions to make this reality and with complete success.
Is your bank ready to tackle the challenges and leverage opportunities that come with open banking? Xelerate from SunTec empowers banks to innovate rapidly on business models and maximize revenue by aggregating and delivering true value to customers through collaborative partner ecosystems. It achieves this using end-to-end management, monitoring, and monetization capabilities across the value chain.
The product that we got here, Xelerate, is the one that's very clearly developed for banks which are looking at transforming themselves to an open ecosystem or an open bank. The managed part of it is essentially a very critical component because the whole ecosystem is all about building the partner ecosystem, and you need to start managing your partner in the right manner. The second aspect is monitor, and hence it becomes far more crucial to start understanding the insights of how your partners are behaving, what are the products your customers are buying, what kind of usage, what channels. All these informations are very important for you to start building your business model for each of your partners. The third component in our product offering is the monetize. Monetize in the digital economy world, open ecosystem is something which connects to the digital economy world and some of the new disruptive digital revenue models that thanks to GAFAnomics, and these are the kind of revenue models that we have kind of brought in and productized. Some of it to be subscription model, freemium, ecosystem, marketplace, and then there are quite a few such models which we have kind of productized to make it easy for you to start looking at monetizing. And these would take care of aspects like price governance, because your partners could be a single developer, a one-man company, to a large corporate. So all in all, the platform comes with complete capability that you would need to kind of help yourself to transform to a open banking model. Xelerate is the way forward for open banking.
This out-of-the-box solution can be easily parameterized to suit various revenue monetization models applied across the ecosystem. Enable your bank to embrace the open banking economy and transform to become a true value aggregator using Xelerate by SunTec. Own the value chain with your customer at the center. Talk to us to know more.